Hi guys, Tracy Andas. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be recapping Temptation Island Season 2, Episode 7. So let's get into it. Cole is still not taking responsibility or accountability for his past discretions. He's willing to be transparent. Okay, well, that's great, but understand this is new. He wasn't so transparent before. Scarlett will need time to see those changes if they are actually accurate. Trust is built over time in any circumstance, but especially when it's been broken. It takes a lot of time to rebuild that. Sydney's ready to receive her video message from Mikey. I hope he shows her how emotional he's been and not the I'm so tough side that is really inauthentic and it's not accurate as to how he's been feeling in the other villa. Sydney is finally ready to put herself first. Mikey tells Sydney he has been working on himself. I think he has. I think he's had some real long talks with the men and the women and getting advice from them and trying to work through everything. And he says he's ready to finally put Sydney first. He's had a lot of emotional growth to get past everything that they've been through together. And to be honest, he's the one who's been causing, according to both of them, all the drama. Well, at least that's her opinion and that's how she's seen it. So I don't know if she shares in his feelings about that. She can't help but smile when she sees him. So I think she still has a fondness towards him. I just think she sees how much better a real strong relationship could be. She's ready to break the cycle. It's too late. She's seen better and they're not getting back together. And this actually coming out of her mouth, I mean, this is real. This isn't him just speculating. She's telling him it's too little too late. And her new man, Xavier, he can't help but smile when he hears this, that she wants to move on and that she's done with Mikey. She made herself smaller when she was in that relationship so he could shine. And she wishes him the best, but it's her time to shine. And she is. He knew it was over, but will he accept it? I think he never thought he was going to lose her. He wishes he never came to Temptation Island, and apparently it was her idea. It's Jack's turn to leave a message for who he fondly calls Shy Shy, and he misses her. And he says they have hurt each other and hopes they can both overcome it. And this is why he was so relieved when he found out that she hooked up with Preston. It was so he could use that against her and say, see, we both cheated. Let's just move forward. It's not going to work. She's pissed. And, well, if it works, it's not going to work right away. He really just doesn't want to take any responsibility for his actions. And I see this common thread throughout all the men. They just want to move forward. They don't want to talk about it anymore. And that's not how you heal through betrayal. There has to be time and there has to be conversations about it. He says he knows that their relationship isn't healthy and that they deserve better. What a joke. He calls himself emotionally unavailable. It's true, he is emotionally unavailable, but it's a little more than that because what he did with Carter was pretty bad too. And then the best part of it all, he tells Cheyenne that he forgives her and she cannot help but laugh. You forgive me? What? He's the one who's done all the cheating. And, you know, all she did was kiss somebody, which I don't think is cool. But, you know, he's been sleeping with people and a lot of people. And that's not okay in a relationship. That's not comparable either. He tries to compare the two. Well, she cheated too. My favorite and most hilarious immature comment on the entire episode was, "You cheated on me first." She has outgrown Jack, and these two are just ridiculous together. They have such a young mentality, both of them. Neither of them should be in any kind of serious relationship, in my opinion. It's amazing how one's affection can just ultimately turn off like that. But when you're done, you're done. I'm just not so sure she is. Let's see what happens when they're face to face. Jack doesn't want to hold on to any resentment, and he hopes that they can be friends. She didn't send a video, you guys. And this was really hard for him because he didn't expect that. I think that's exactly what she should have done, because he really doesn't deserve anything from her at this point. He's been really horrible. He's hooked up with 2 women already. That's not okay. Jack says his relationship with Cheyenne went downhill when he tried to control himself, meaning probably with other women. So as long as she was accepting of him hooking up with other people, they were fine. But the minute she tried to hold him accountable is when the relationship went downhill. What a stupid thing to say. I mean, this is the problem with Jack. He is so young-minded that he has no self-control. And that can be really explosive and disruptive in anybody's life. And it makes him childish and not ready for a relationship, at least not a monogamous one. Jack's ready to play, and Jack needs to embrace himself and life more. All right, Jack, nice to meet you. This is who Cheyenne told everybody that he really was. He seemed so quiet in the beginning, but he wasn't himself. He was trying to keep that side of him hidden, I think. And now we're going to see in the next couple episodes, Jack's going to come out to play. We're all going to meet the real Jack. The girls are going to the other villa, but to what? The guys are going to the other villa as well. What does this mean? We shall see soon. Who's going to be there? Are the girls going to be there? Is everyone going to be there? Or is no one going to be there? When the boys get to the villa, there's no one there. But they proceed to go through the girls' rooms. Mikey finds pictures of Xavier and Sydney on her nightstand and realizes Xavier has moved into her room. His stuff is everywhere. He isn't too happy about this. I knew he wasn't going to go away quietly. Jack finds pictures too. They're definitely much steamier than Xavier and Sydney's. Cole discovers Scarlett has written a letter to Bradley, and it says in the letter that Cole and her are done. I'm not sure if that's just what he interpreted that it said, or if it actually said that. Wasn't clear on that. I think he was just so crazed when he read anything and upset. Apparently it was in her diary. He looked for that diary and he found it, because he knew she had one. Apparently she goes everywhere with it. The girls are next, and they immediately tell that there's some serious negative energy inside that house, and they feel icky in there. Mark even mentioned the difference in energy between the 2 homes. I find that to be very intriguing. And speaking of different energies, Cheyenne goes into Jack's room and she's just full of anger and she's just so mad at him. And when Kaylee goes into Summit's room, she says, "I love you and I miss you," and she leaves the room. It's so sweet and kind. And of course there's nothing bad in Summit's room. He hasn't hooked up with anybody. He's just a party boy that needs to calm down and realize what he's got. He's 35. He says he's not ready. Well, it's time, buddy. You're 35. No more frat boy days. I mean, don't let this one go. You will never find anyone like Kaylee. She is precious and she's a good girl. I mean, compare her to the other girls. She's a gem. Cole gets really pissed and jealous when he sees Kaylee in the photo booth pictures. She's with like 4 different guys. Yeah, dude, they're her friends. She's just She's just posing in a photo booth. She's not over there in Temptation Haven hooking up. She's not doing anything wrong, but he finds it to be in poor taste. He's like, I thought she was classier than this. It's just so ridiculous. I really feel like he's looking for a reason to make him feel better for some of the things that he said that were inappropriate, that she's very aware of. Summit's so mad, he rips up the pictures. And then, of course, Cheyenne thinks that it's her boyfriend that ripped up the pictures, but it was Summit. Summit did that. It's terrible. He's really just trying to make something out of nothing. And the girls take pictures of themselves looking HAF. I mean, these girls are gorgeous, and they're doing these really sexy photos together, the four of them, and they put them all over the house. They feel empowered. They haven't done anything wrong. These boys have, some of them, but not these girls. Cole feels bad that he read his girl's journal, and he knows he should not have done that. And I think he needed his eyes to be opened, but when she finds out that he did that, that is such a huge betrayal, and he knows he was not supposed to touch that journal. They've talked about it before, and she's made herself very clear, and he knows that's going to come back to haunt him. It just feels really disrespectful, but he really needed answers, and this was the only way he could figure out how to know what was really going on. All of Cheyenne and Preston pictures are gone. Jack took all of them, and she admits she put them out, and they were pretty nasty pictures, very sexual, and she just wanted to hurt Jack, and they've got a toxic relationship that needs to end. They're never going to be happy. And Summit admits that the girls are a lot less petty than the boys are, that they just are happy and living their best lives and looking gorgeous. Mikey is emotionally not doing well. I mean, this poor man needs some serious therapy at this point. He feels like he got tricked into coming on the island, and I found this very interesting because I just assumed he wanted to be on the island. I didn't know it was Sydney that pushed for this. She's the one who wanted to come. It makes me wonder what her intentions were all along, if she planned this out. I mean, it doesn't seem that way, but I could see how he would go there in his brain. Cole knows he was deceitful and looking at Scarlett's journal. I mean, she really should have a lock on that thing. I mean, that's pretty tempting to know that you're having trouble with your spouse and then they have a journal. You just want to get into their head and you can't. So of course you're going to want to read that. It's almost like setting someone up for failure. Temptation Island really shines a light on all the holes in a relationship. I mean, that's the point. But the point is not to blow up bigger holes. The point is to fix those holes, fill those holes, do whatever you can. Get your answers and then make some adjustments. Cole goes miniature golfing with Lexi. They're just good friends and he enjoys being around her. Summit and Julianne go exploring on mopeds and he really likes her, but he just enjoys being with her, and it's not sexual, although maybe if he hadn't met Kaylee it could have been something, but clearly he's in love. Shy and Preston are giving each other a massage. I mean, with those two, everything has to be sexual, and this is probably her problem. Is she's not trying to build a friendship, she's just trying to hook up. And that's probably how her and Jack started. It's more of a physical connection instead of a emotional and spiritual or intelligent connection. And that's probably gonna not serve her very well in her relationship with Preston either. Zach and Kylie are having a picnic and they have just a really nice platonic conversation per usual. Kaylee often talks about Summit to him and he's okay with that. He's just a really good listener. I believe she is using this time to grow and talk to someone and get advice, and she's getting that from him. And Kaylee's really hoping that Summit is also not just trying to party, but trying to grow and reflect on their relationship. Mikey and India are having a really nice date with umbrella drinks and an ocean view. Pretty romantic, I would say. And I hope he's a little bit more open to pursuing this relationship with India, because clearly his relationship with his girl is over and he knows it. I think Xavier and Sydney have fallen in love. I really do. I think they're both pretty deeply in love. They're in the honeymoon phase and they don't even think about anybody else. I mean, clearly she's not thinking of Mikey anymore. And they have their own cute little handshake. It's just fun watching their relationship develop. And it's still pretty wholesome. It's not like what's going on with Cheyenne and Preston, or with Jack and his two conquests, Carter and Jasenia. Julianne and Summit have just a nice, happy relationship. It's an easy friendship. Jack has another date with Jasenia. He's just a playboy. He wants to hook up with everybody, and he probably always has been like that. Scarlett is confused about Cole, and she's wondering if she can find a deeper relationship with somebody else. That's hard to hear. Jack has now turned all of his focus on Jasenia. Well, what about Carter? Where did she go? It's so weird. It's time for another bonfire, and I don't think the bonfires are going to be really all that much more illuminating. I feel like everybody really knows where they stand. Scarlett knows she's going to see Cole reading that diary of hers. The confirmation of this, actually seeing it, is heartbreaking, and he knows he made the wrong decision, but I really think it's going to piss Scarlett off. I mean, it's just one betrayal after another. Of course, Jack is not surprised when Cheyenne speaks so poorly of him. This is kind of what she's done ever since he cheated on her the first time. I mean, if you're not going to forgive somebody, I get it, but don't stay with them and just treat them like absolute dog doo-doo all the time. That's horrible. I mean, why even stay together? Jack loves Shy, but he's got no hard feelings. I don't think Shy will be so open to a hug when they see each other. I think she's pretty pissed off. I mean, he was supposed to come on the island and make it up to her. He did not do that, not in the least. It's got to be hard for Mikey to watch his girl be so happy with someone else. Hearing that Sydney wanted to be on the show is a little bit disheartening. I really didn't think that was the case. I thought he brought her. But Mark gives Mikey some perspective on that. He says, Sydney wanted answers, but what happened with Xavier was unexpected. To Sydney too, according to Mark. She didn't expect that. And if you remember the first bonfire, when she saw how Mikey was acting, she was super devastated. And I think that's really when the switch happened. It really wasn't intentional for her to fall for somebody else, but it needed to happen. Kaylee knows what she wants, but she's not sure if he knows what he wants. And that is truly the case. I think Kaylee's assessment is fair. Summit is just afraid of growing up, and he hasn't yet, but he's so close. I think he can do it. I think he's just a bit of a Peter Pan. Some of those men really don't ever grow up, and when you push them too hard, they might acquiesce, but they're not ready to make those changes. They're not going to make them. The question is asked, I mean, when do you know when you're ready? And Mark says something very profound and so true. He says, when you feel like you can't live without somebody, and every moment that you're not with them is not as good as when you are, that is true. And that is honest. And I think he really misses her. Summit is a people pleaser, and Mark says you're going to have to work on that. You're going to have to put yourself first. We all need to put ourselves first. Cole just doesn't know how to give her what she wants. This isn't about Bradley. This is about Cole. Every single person in a relationship wants a deep connection. One so strong that it can't be penetrated by anybody or anything. That's unbreakable. And I think Scarlett was so devastated by the cheating that she just can't get past it. I don't think she expected that he would do that to her. I think she thought she had one of those unpenetrable relationships. And when she found she didn't, she's just really trying so hard to get past it, and I just don't think she can. Maybe in the future she can if they have some really deep conversations, and if he takes accountability. The guy hasn't taken accountability. Great episode, only 2 more left, but we're gonna start watching Married at First Sight season 18. It drops on Thursday, so I hope you guys watch along with everybody and comment. And this is a really juicy season, one of the best in Married at First Sight history. Okay, you guys take care. Have a great week. Bye.